What's good, YouTube? Mase X back with another video. Ross, what's good, bro?
Ignorance is excellence, depending on who you ask.
Per usual, man, especially this year, it's always something in the news, man. We got trades and everything, so we'll go ahead and get things started. Speaking of which, a surprise to me, bro. Diontae Johnson, 28 years old, got traded to the Baltimore Ravens a little bit earlier today, man. I think shocked a lot of people. 7 games he lasted for the Carolina Panthers this season, and that's after spending 5 seasons with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It was 5 seasons?
Yeah, 5 seasons.
Golly.
2019, shipped over to the Ravens. I forgot actually the terms of the trade, but
I believe the terms, the Ravens gave up their 5th round pick for Diontae and the Panthers' 6th round pick. They brought in Diontae Johnson this recent offseason.
7 games. So, played 7 games for the Panthers. Now
that's just something. The number 1 offense in the league. You got big Derrick Henry back there. You got Lamar Jackson doing his thing. You got Zay Flowers on one side of the field. My goodness, it's low-key starting to become borderline not fair. Like the stuff you be talking about with fantasy, that's collusion, man. That's like, the sorriest team in the fantasy league. You hit them, hey, bro, listen, you trash. You got a good player over there. Just let me get like a Subway sandwich and some snacks for the best player on your roster so I can go and bulk up my team so I can really take it all the way. That's what it felt like the Baltimore Ravens did by acquiring Diontae Johnson. So he's back in the AFC North, so I think he might best around and, take a little bit of that AFC North knowledge with the Ravens. Not so much with the Panthers, though, so I think he definitely upgraded with the situation. He might mess around being in the Super Bowl this year, so
that was really my point there. I mean, you saw the Ravens after losing to the Jameis Winston-led Browns. I think that was a trigger for the Ravens. You saw a key drop. I think that was Rashad Bateman. We've been talking about that all season, really, for a while now. Since Lamar Jackson, that the receiving core is that the weak link of this offense, especially with, like you said, Derrick Henry. The O-line's always good. Lamar Jackson's always playing at MVP level, but we have questions about the receiving core. Is Zay Flowers a number 1 guy? So I think this trade also signals that they don't see Zay Flowers as the number 1 guy, in the receiving core. But I definitely think this trade makes them the Super Bowl favorite.
And I still don't think that's going to change. With Zay Flowers, I just think it's like, he's still a little young. He's in his 2nd year. So don't put that type of pressure on him to make him feel like he is the X receiver. Maybe he is, but yeah, you got to bring in somebody with some experience. And he's a little bigger. So
a little bit bigger.
Yeah, still, I think that was a good trade.
Smaller guy. I like it. I mean, I would have liked a bigger body, for Lamar. Lamar Jackson's never had a big body guy, and even Diontae, I don't even think he's bigger than Zay, but I don't even think he's 6 foot tall, honestly. Rashad Bateman, they were hoping was the guy. He's a 1st round pick just a few years ago.
Right, exactly.
He's not, but he's a separator. Diontae Johnson is. He's going to get open, plays very well against man coverage. So, yeah. Next up, man, we got to talk about Colts Nation, bro. This also happened today. New news, which I don't think nobody's really surprised, but Anthony Richardson, starting quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, gets benched in favor of 39-year-old Joe Flacco. So it's well noted Anthony Richardson has struggled. The controversial play this past Sunday against the Texans, subbing himself out. Historically bad game, even just simply looking at the completion percentage. It was pretty bad, man. I believe he went 10 for 30, 1 touchdown, an interception. Where do we start with the?
Got him speechless, everybody. The Colts man here, he can't get the words out, and I got a mouthful. Well, what people may not know, try to use his son as a pawn to get up to him. He has a brother who plays high school football in a local area in northern Indianapolis, and so he's always around. I saw the guy. He seems like a real cool dude, man, but at the same time, it's just I've been saying this, he's not ready, but people like to do the Josh Allen comparison when he got into the league. Oh, he's just like Josh Allen, because Josh Allen wasn't a good thrower of the football too.
Right.
And everybody on my Facebook page, Colts fans, they're done. And then, him tapping out Oh my goodness. You know, Mase, we were
Can't do that,
raised,
man.
Mase, we were
Can't do that,
raised to
man.
be truthful, never lie. In that situation, lie. Why are you don't, dude? You got shredded locally, nationally. You probably got some Filipinos out there talking crazy about you.
Oh, man.
Like, because when you watch that play, he took a shot in the leg, bro. I thought he had like a Charlie horse, something, because that looked like that one hurt. So I thought that's what he was. He's about tired. I get it. He ran about for 35 yards on a 3-yard gain or something like that. But man, that's what the huddles are for. We played ball, man. You know what I'm saying? Imagine running the ball for 45 yards, have a call back, and you got to go back and huddle. You ain't tapping out, bro. Because you do that, make you pay for it in practice. All his lungs are bad, so we gotta correct that. It happens. But I can go on all day about Anthony Richardson. I still believe in the kid. I still think there's something within him that can, really translate. But Indianapolis Colts fans, they're gonna forever and always hold their first round top 5 quarterbacks to a different standard.
Yeah.
They look at how Anthony Richardson's been playing compared to the quarterbacks of the past. And I'm not even just talking about the Lux and the Mannings, Phillip Rivers. And then you had, what was his name? He's at the New England Patriots right now when Andrew Luck retired. He was with the Washington Commanders last year. His name escaped me.
Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah. It's just wild, man. That's a wild situation. But I could talk about it all day forever because, I do got a soft spot for the Colts. I am from Indy, But
yeah, whatever, man. But as far as, like you said, man, the biggest thing that they're pushing Shane Steichen in the organization, don't be claiming you got all that commander.
I'm from Indianapolis.
You trying to
say what I want to. I can't sit here and invalidate my soft spot for a team.
You ain't trying to hear it. You ain't even from DC, but it's all good. You saw, today earlier, Steichen made that decision, but they're really emphasizing, and even in this article here by ESPN Stephen Holder, this isn't a permanent decision for Anthony Richardson as far as the future with the Colts. He even used words like growth opportunity for Anthony Richardson. This is just a way for him to sit back. And what I said even in our last episode, before the game this past Sunday, Anthony Richardson is just not ready. He's a guy that just doesn't understand NFL defenses right now. That's why all his big plays are like 40 yards or more, because those are plays you generally don't have to actually read coverages. It's, Anthony Richardson's still a young guy, 22 years old, just 13 starts in 2 seasons to this point. Like you mentioned, this most likely, barring injury or just extreme poor performance by Joe Flacco, this is a rest of the season thing, and I fully expect that. But we're 4-4. We have a team that's really good, that can compete. We do have not only playoff aspirations, but I mean, when you get in the tournament, who knows what can happen? And do you really want to potentially risk that for the sake of a very, very raw young quarterback? And this is the answer.
Everybody knew what Anthony Richardson was when he came out. He was a super freak athlete, little experience, but super raw potential. And he was going to, show his potential if you had good coaches to bring it out of him. So I'm not trying to point fingers here, but I'm starting to wonder if Shane Steichen needs to be out here calling the plays, because certain play designs that I've been observing while watching these games, I just don't feel like that's Anthony Richardson's game. That's why some of the people who were interviewing, not interviewing, but it was during the coach's press conference yesterday, were asking him if he was going to, relinquish play calling duties. I feel like that was a way of saying, hey, maybe you're not the guy who's calling the right plays for Anthony. Maybe you're putting him out there and putting him in bad situations because, yeah, he's raw, but he's got potential, but he's not a superstar. But if you wanted to coach it out of him, it's got to be coached correctly.
You mentioned before as well with Shane Steichen and the play calling. To me, I don't really have much issue with the play calling. I mean, if you look at it, he's missed a lot of throws that an NFL quarterback should make. The short and intermediate, he's one of the worst in the league. And I mean, 44% completion rate. I don't really think any play calling, unless we're going Tim Tebow and running the ball maybe 85% of the game. I don't think really no play calling is going to really do much to stop the struggles from Anthony Richardson. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about your boy Jaden Daniels continuing to
Oh
impress.
boy,
A
talk
nice
about it.
low scoring victory, 18-15. A showdown between the number 1 and the number 2 picks, Caleb Williams versus Jaden Daniels. Many people have seen, by now, beautiful Hail Mary play, very low percentage play to Noah Brown, giving the Commanders the 18-15 victory over the Bears. What's your thoughts on Jaden Daniels so far as a Commanders fan, Ross?
I feel like we finally got our quarterback, but I can go on about that for hours. I felt like there was a lot left on the bone, man. We got to finish in the red zone. We can't keep settling on field goals because if you think about it, if you were watching that game from start to finish, Washington was beating the mess out of the Bears for the first 3.5 quarters. Caleb was on roller skates. Caleb was getting bullied. He was getting battered, beaten. But Caleb Williams showed everybody why he is the number 1 overall pick, because when it mattered the most, the fourth quarter, he rallied his team down the field. I'm watching the game with some of my buddies, my wife, my son. We were all just watching the game at Buffalo Wild Wings, and I'm thinking, hey, it was 4th and inches. Did you watch the game any, or did you see highlights?
Mainly just the highlights of that.
Yeah, Jaden had scrambled for a 3rd down run. I personally thought he got the 1st down, but he gave him 4th and inches. We've been smoking them all day. Their only touchdown came off of a lucky DeAndre Swift run that was a block in the back that the referees did not call.
Highlight, yeah.
Did not call it, so it's okay. So anybody out there crying about the Hail Mary and holding and all that stuff, okay, we're willing to let that go if you guys are willing to let go of the fact that you got away with a block in the back for his big-time run. Cool, moving on. So I was like, let's punt the ball. 4th and inches. We're too deep in our end zone. Let's just kick the ball, stop them, win. And that's not what happened. Caleb Williams moved the ball down the field, and he lit it up. And the energy was low, I'm not going to lie, but the Hail Mary, man, I tried to get surveillance footage from Buffalo Wild Wings. They said there was an internet issue. They couldn't get it to me. I was jumping all over the place. My buddy was jumping all over the place. There's a few other Washington fans in there. One guy said, punting the ball on 4th and 1 is going to come back to haunt us. Watch. And that's why we're going to lose the game. And boy, for the remainder of that game, until that catch, I thought he was right, and I wasn't even going to make eye contact.
I know it was a heck of a play. I mean, a Hail Mary as time expired, last play of the game. I just feel like, Jaden Daniels is special. Don't get me wrong. But, I think pretty much any quarterback could throw it 55 yards. I feel that Noah Brown, I mean, I don't think he's getting
I think it was longer than 55 yards. He was well behind the midfield logo when he launched that pass. Also, he came in with a rib injury, bro. It was like unknown if he was even going to play or not. So you put the kind of torque on that ball with battered ribs, and the Bears is trying to crush them. You know what I'm saying? I saw Montez Sweat trying to get some rib shots. He ain't slick. You can say, oh, it was all Jaden or it was all Noah Brown. We got to give some credit to Tariq Stevenson. What are you thinking? Everybody wants to get on Anthony Richardson for tapping out in the game. How about we get on Tariq Stevenson? And no love lost here with Tariq Stevenson. He played for Georgia. Yeah, he's talking trash to the fans and stuff. And 4 seconds into the play, he's still jaw-jacking. Sees that the play's going on, so he just kind of jogs into the play. He tips the ball into the lap of Noah Brown. So I'm willing to give all the credit to Tariq Stevenson.
Hey,
and that was his guy,
defense,
right? That was
he
his
definitely
guy.
He apologized for that.
Had
after,
to.
What I'm saying? So I mean,
Premium
it
position,
is what
man.
it is. He's having fun. I mean, the odds of that play happening is extremely low. So
you having fun in the middle of a play, Mason? You're gonna have fun when the game's over.
I'm not. I mean, it's nothing that if I'm a Bears fan, I'm really not mad or losing any sleep at that. I mean,
you wouldn't be mad if a player cost you a game?
I would be mad. No, he didn't cost the game.
The guy who made the catch was his assignment. He literally bat the ball into his lap.
Well, I mean, there was several other players that were also contending for the ball.
I think you better check.
I'm not going to just you making it seem like it was just him and he dropped it or bounced off his helmet or something. And Noah Brown caught it.
It was Bears too, man. The Bears had all 3 of their timeouts too. You got to look at that. What is he doing over there? Timeout. Or don't even call timeout because you see them doing. Call a timeout just so you can kind of collect your thoughts, gather yourselves, and really lock in. Eberflus, man, that this loss is on you.
I'm not gonna blame him on the timeout, man.
If you got one more play to get everything,
that's one of those hindsights 50-50 or hindsight's 2020. They complete the play. It's still extremely low. It's called a Hail Mary for a reason, you know. You're throwing it up there and you're praying for good luck.
Got to guard the perimeter. You got to make sure nobody goes out of bounds to save clock. You only have one timeout left.
But it happens though.
But you know what, Mason? It shouldn't have gotten down to that
all
point.
The time. If the ball gets batted,
that close. Should not even been that close. If you watch the game in its entirety, we really should have won 28-3, 28-0 out of bias. I really do think this is a top 3 team in the NFC right now. I don't think they're better than Detroit. I don't think they're better than Green Bay. NFC South, I think they can beat any of those teams if everything starts clicking for them. And we have not played any other NFC East teams except for New York. We got them going this week. I don't know, man, but, you know, and the 49ers are all banged up. There's really nobody else in the division that's really all that scary. So I do think if Jaden stays healthy and this team plays like a unit, I do think they could compete for like a top spot in the playoffs, man. This is like surreal. This team has never been good since I've been alive. That's wild, man.
Yeah, y'all had a good season in 2012. Y'all were in the playoff game. Y'all gotta first finish this season strong. Make the playoff.
I gotta stay healthy. It's on Jaden Daniels, man. This is his team.
He's earning my respect by the week.
We dang near halfway through the season. We might need to do some halfway awards next episode. Shoot, what you mean?
Yeah, definitely. I was actually thinking that before this production. I was like, okay, we did the quarter projections and week 8, week 9, that's around that middle part. So, but yeah, man. Well, if you guys made it this far in the video, like I always say, I deeply appreciate it. Definitely like and subscribe. Ross, you got any final words?
I most certainly do. Go ahead and show everybody what kind of shirt you wearing.
Something about the Gator shirt.
They Behans whooped this Saturday by them Georgia Bulldogs, baby. World's largest outdoor cocktail party, Jacksonville. I cannot wait to watch it live and in person. Not in person. I cannot get a ticket. I will be watching it in the comfort of my living room right here in the great city of Tampa, Florida. Y'all be sure to like, subscribe, share. Get us on the map, man. We need this. Don't forget what I told y'all. I'm broke.
All right, y'all, man. Appreciate y'all kicking it with us. We'll see y'all in the next episode.
Peace.